In the juvenile court system, when it's determined that a minor has committed a particular crime, the case proceeds to what we call a disposition. Now, a disposition is to juvenile court what a sentencing is to adult court. It's the determination of what discipline or consequences should be imposed based on the crime that was committed. Now, the biggest difference between dispositions and sentencing is that in juvenile court, the purpose of the disposition is supposed to be not to punish the minor, but to rehabilitate him or her. So the judge will look for some sort of intervention that will get the child on the right track. And really, the judge has five typical options in what to do in a disposition. The first is what we call home on probation. And that means sending the minor home to live with the parents, to go to school, but the minor has to obey certain rules like observing a curfew, obeying the parents, not being truant from school, and coming back on a regular basis and reporting progress to the judge. And that's called home on probation. The second option is time in juvenile hall, and that could be anywhere from a few days to a few months, depending on the circumstances. The third option is camp, and camp is basically like a longer-term jail for a minor where the child lives there and goes to school and gets counseling. In Los Angeles County, for example, there's more than a dozen different camps that the minor could go to, and they range in length from 3 months to a year. The fourth option at a disposition is what we call suitable placement. And basically that means putting the child in a foster home. It might be a relative, it might be a group home, it might be a psychiatric hospital, but putting the child in some sort of foster care situation. And then the fifth option, which is considered the most extreme, is the Department of Juvenile Justice, or what used to be called the California Youth Authority. And this essentially is a prison for minors where they will go for a number of years. And again, those are reserved for the most extreme cases. At a disposition hearing, as juvenile defense lawyers, it's our job to convince the judge to impose the most lenient or least harsh consequence possible, which usually means home on probation, letting the child go home, live with the parents, go to school, lead a normal life, but abide by certain rules.